Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. Please check out our Facebook page or our website, meordc.org, and be in touch. Speaking of being in touch, all of us are going to get in touch with our inner light, so to speak, starting tomorrow night as we begin the beautiful 8-day festival of Hanukkah. I want to talk about the lights of Hanukkah and the name of Hanukkah for a few minutes here to hopefully make it more meaningful for each and every one of us. It's certainly a beautiful time. Families come together, express their Jewish identity, their faith, lighting either an oil menorah, as we do in our house, or wax candles, usually in the window facing the public domain or elsewhere, other customs. It's a beautiful holiday, but what does it mean? What do the lights mean? The Ner Hanukkah. So, quite concretely, it's the commemoration of a specific miracle in our history at a very dark time of persecution by the Syrian Greeks, led by Antiochus in the land of Israel. A persecution against our faith, against our observances. It wasn't per se an attempt at physical annihilation. It was to stop us from studying Torah, from circumcising our children, from keeping Shabbos and Jewish observances, and a small band of dedicated people against impossible odds rose up, beat back the armies that were at the height of it occupying the Holy Temple. And when we regained control of the temple on the 25th of the month of Kislev, we went in and found one small jar of pure olive oil undefiled by the Greeks. They didn't destroy the temple, but they defiled it. And that was only one night's worth to light the golden menorah that was in the temple. It's a Torah commandment. Every day the priests in the temple lit a golden menorah, itself representing the light of Jewish wisdom in the world. And it was only one night's worth. And it would take another week to process more oil, but they lit it in their dedication. I said a word, I want to get back to it in a second. In their dedication to want to keep the Torah, they did it. They lit it, and it lasted for 8 days until new oil could be processed. So it's a specific miracle, an important one that lit up the darkness of a terrible period of persecution. But in a bigger sense, I would submit to you, it represents the miracle of Jewish survival throughout the ages, throughout the dark night of exile of the diaspora. The lights of the menorah represent the Jewish soul. Our soul is compared to a candle. It says that in Proverbs. So the Jewish soul is represented by the menorah, and how it can't be eradicated, squashed out. And even if sometimes the light of the Jewish soul is dimmed by circumstances, it comes back pure and beautiful. The light of the Torah itself is represented. Torah is light. The light of wisdom of the Torah illuminating both the ancient world with its pagan beliefs and the modern world with many godless ideologies out there. And the Torah, the wisdom of the Torah illuminates us, teaching us of the meaning and the purpose of God's creation of our lives in this world. Jewish survival, the wisdom of the Torah, the purity of the Jewish soul, ultimately, all these things are represented by Hanukkah, and miracles. And 8 represents a level above 7, which represents natural. 8 is supernatural, the number itself. So it's a celebration of the possibility of miracles because we believe in God who's above nature. A miracle being, so to speak, God poking through the mask of nature that he purposely conceals himself with to enable us to have free will. And I have free will to stop, but I'm going over 4. So I'm going to go a little over 4. So all these things are represented. But the word Hanukkah means dedication. I said it before, because they rededicated the temple to the service of God after they retook control of it. And so all these miracles and these wonderful things need to be preceded by our dedication. God didn't respond with a miracle, so to speak, till there was extraordinary dedication on the part of a group of Jewish people for their faith, for their Torah and their mitzvot. So it's a beautiful time to think about the illumination of spirituality, of Torah wisdom, of the Jewish people, but a time to rededicate ourselves sincerely to our own connection to those things, wherever we may be in the world or in our own level of observance. It's a time to rededicate ourselves and be illuminated and enlightened by the beautiful jelly donut, no, not jelly donuts, they're nice too, but the lights of the candle, the menorah, and what they represent and what the name Hanukkah represents. Have a wonderful, beautiful holiday of illumination and dedication. Good Shabbos.